Hi guys, it's Crystal City Girl Homestead. Welcome to Friday. Tom has already left, done his side job. The furnace has gotten there. So I listened yesterday, and there was a few people that said I should make some green tomato relish. So I listened. Well, I got to thinking about it, and you need onions and peppers, and I think I'm going to take a few more out and thaw them out. But I looked to see if I could use up stuff that I already had frozen, so I didn't have to go out and buy more onions or buy more peppers or whatever. So, yes, you can, as long as you thaw them out. So, I've got a bag of diced peppers here. I'm supposed to have 6 peppers. I don't know if that's quite 6, so I might add a few more to it. I got another little part of a bag in there. You're supposed to use 8 onions, 8 cups of onions. So I'm going to use a bag of my frozen onions. Oops. Get out of there. Tom says, yeah, you take out just to put more stuff in. He could be very, very right. Okay, so I got my 3-in-1 food chopper out here. I don't have all my tomatoes prepped, but quite a few of them. So I'm going to use this to dice up my tomatoes. Now you can do, a food processor or whatever. The one reason I picked this recipe is because she did it diced. And I like to have, a little bit of chunk in my relish. Totally mushy since they're hard. So now I'm going to have to prep up the rest of them. And what we want to do is, it doesn't say that in this recipe, but I'm going to do it anyway, is you want to drain all of your liquid for at least an hour, which works out for me because I have 37 minutes left on my my last of my red tomatoes. I got 7, so I'm 4 short of my 36 pint goal, but that's okay. Our tomatoes are dying off really, really quick. This year it was so hot and so much water, they really didn't have much of a chance, to be honest, and most of them are like this. They're all cracked and stuff, so yeah. But anyway, so I'm going to get these, and then I'm going to get that to draining, and then we'll come back and put this together. Alright, so I let it drain for an hour, and I'm telling you guys, there was a lot of juice in there. I was quite surprised. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir here. My tomatoes are out of the canner. Out of the steam canner, I should say. And I just got some on the stove, but that's okay. I'll clean it up. Anyways, if you're going to use your steam canner, make sure that after you're finished that you go back up to your recommended amount of water so that you don't put it in there and it boils dry. You don't want it to do that. So, I'm going to bring you over here and show you this right now. Isn't it pretty? I did add another bag of peppers in there. So, I've got 9 jars that are prepared. But if I get more than that, that's okay. If I get less than that, that's okay too. So I'm going to do my spices first. We're going to do 3 tablespoons of celery seed. There's 1, 2, and 3. Tom's going to have a lot of jars to carry down. I had him bring up 26, and I'm only going to use like 15 or 16. Oh well, life sucks. Alright, and then we're going to use 3 tablespoons of mustard seed. I cannot believe how much mustard seed I've actually went through this year. I had a full thing of it, and then this is what's left of the last full one. So I've used a lot. Then we're going to use a tablespoon of salt. Now when I do my other relish, you soak it in salt. And then you, rinse it really good. So this is a little bit different than what it was for my other ones. Then we're going to use 2 cups of apple cider. And make sure that even with your apple cider, that it's 5%. Don't can with less than 5%. I know people say that they've been finding it below. I personally haven't. But, if you just check it to make sure. I was seeing where it says on here. I don't see it on there anyway. But it said so in the description. I should have done the sugar first. What was I thinking? So let's get that wiped out. Sometimes my brain just doesn't think. Alright, so now her recipe varies from other recipes. And so what I do a lot is if I'm not sure of the time, we're going to use 3 cups of sugar too, by the way. I will go online and check it and see what it says. So online it says you can cook it for 5 to 30 minutes. And then I think she has on here to can it for 15 minutes. And I'd seen other ones that said 30. So I looked it up and you should probably do 30. So we're going to get that turned on. And then we just want to mix everything really good together. Get all the spices mixed in there, the sugar. My stove will be a mess when I'm done. Some of it will get easier to mix together once it starts to heat up. And then it'll become easier to stir together. So if it doesn't feel like it's completely stirred up, don't worry about it. You guys are going to get it heated up, and then it'll stir together easier. Now, you're going to bring this up to a boil. Then what you're going to do is bring it down to a simmer and let it simmer for 30 minutes. My jars are not hot. I don't know if I should warm them up, but they're not hot. My water is just warm because I added cold to it. But it'll probably be warm, warm, and warm. So I will bring you back after the 30 minutes of cooking this down. I think the reason she says 30 instead of 5 is so that it won't be so thin. It'll be thickened up a little bit from cooking because the sugar it should make it thin but then thicken it up a little bit. So there we go so far. I hope this is good. I know Rhoda said that most people can't even tell that it's the green tomato relish over her regular relish, so that's great. And I personally, I really, really love my relish that I made, that I got the recipe from Whippoorwill Holler, and so maybe I'll really like this one too. I already have 2 jars given away. I'm going to give one to Courtney and one to her mom. So I'll be back when it's ready to get this together. Alrighty. So actually what I like about recipes like this is that when they're cooking and doing whatever, I can get other stuff done. So like in the back I have some eggs boiling. I just finished baking some bacon and I actually burnt a couple pieces. But burnt bacon's better than nothing. So now, hold on here. Now I'm going to fill my jars within 1-inch headspace. And I did taste this. And to me, it's like a mixture of, well, I tried it when it was still not cooked all the way, so it could change. But kind of like a mixture between sweet and dill relish. Kind of in between there. I'm not sure how to describe it. But it was actually really good, so I like it. So that's a good thing. And I only ended up cooking it 25 minutes because, you know, her recipe did not call for me to drain it for an hour. And so I didn't want to overdo. So I only cooked it for 20 minutes. But you want to make sure that you debubble these two as well. Then you're going to wash your rims. Make sure you wash them good. Even though you think you didn't get anything on them, there is sugar in there. So you want to make sure that you know, and seeds too for that matter. Now I am using the Superb lids. I'll leave a link below. Tom says, I like when you can with them because it's so loud when it pops. And then we want to put our rings on there. Fingertip tight. Those are hot. I'm going to turn this way just a little bit. There we go. And I think with draining it, it made it so that there wasn't so much juice in there, so it's not going to be all just juice, you know, when you, or brine, whatever you want to call it. Let me get a lid and ring on this one, and then I'll show you. Now this one is going to be either water bath or steam canned for 30 minutes. And like I say, that's up to you. That's what her recipe calls for, but I have seen where it says 10 minutes, and you can do it as low as 10 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and let mine go for 30. So what do you think? I think it's beautiful. So I'm going to get the rest of these jars packed up, and then I'll be back. Alright, so I end up getting 10 pints out of there. And so the 1 pint, as soon as it cools down, I'll put it in the refrigerator. I'll have to look up how long you can keep it in the refrigerator without it being canned. But I know at least a week or so. So guess I need to make something with it. So anyways, it's in my steam canner now. What you're waiting for is this vent tool right here to release a constant stream of steam. I said it that time, see? Once it does that, then you can set your timer for 30 minutes. Once it finishes, do not just take the lid right off. Don't do that. Let it cool down a little bit. Then you can remove it and put your jars on your counter. I'll be back. Alrighty, there we go. 9 beautiful pints of green tomato relish. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And I did look it up. If you cook too much of it too, you can leave it in the refrigerator for 2 to 4 weeks. And if you freeze it, you can freeze it for up to 6 months. So, if you make too much, don't worry, you got time to use it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming along. Did you just hear that ping? They're really loud with Superb. So, you guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing, and I'll see you at supper.